Good evening and welcome back to XCOM. Last time we captured a possible enemy in France and dealt with a landed UFO, which unfortunately cost us the highest ranked unit in our squad. Hopefully this time around it'll be a little bit better, and I actually remember to re-equip primary weapons on my squad before I tell them to fire. Let's get started. If you recall, last time we got some new medals, so first we'll take a look at the Council Medal of Honor, +1 aim and will depending on no soldier deaths, or +10 aim and crit chance if not within 7 tiles. I like to go for the one without any soldier deaths because typically, as you've probably seen in my playthrough so far, I really don't like to split up my forces too much, if only because Seekers are a thing. So I like to go with the other one. The other one is the Defender's Medal, which I also got. And that's either a Never Panic or Medkits, and the Restorative Mist, that's a mech ability, will heal a bit more HP. I prefer to go for the Never Panic on this because you'll never get any sort of item or anything like that that will prevent your soldiers from panicking. I think there might be a Psi ability, but well, we'll get to that when we get to that. And yeah, you will get upgraded medkits that help heal more, so I'm really not too worried about healing in that. And plus, honestly, if you're healing your soldiers, then something went wrong that shouldn't have gone wrong. Anyway, Skyder, I did promise you that I would Skyder up your soldiers, so give us a second and we'll get right to it. Alright, I do hope that you like him. I did change the hair color to match the armor and your eyes, scales, and everything else. Unfortunately, he's still in the hospital, so, you know, sorry about that. But, you know, it's your fault for getting shot, so really, who's the real monster here? Probably me. And unfortunately, Dradlin, you're still in the hospital. Like, I really have no excuse for that. I'm really sorry. Oh, so many rookies, so few squaddies and corporals and whatnot. I really need to get some more of those guys upgraded. I hopefully will going forward, but I'm really hesitant to use rookies at this stage in the game. Like, maybe when I get some better equipment, I can do that, but, well, we'll just have to burn that bridge when we come to it. Now, in the meanwhile, I really would like to get that, rapid recovery because I really don't want that to happen again from last mission. Now, if you'll recall, I did shoot down that one UFO over Russia, so I will be getting more flight computers and whatnot, so I can sell those. Just right now, I'm just wondering, do I only have to sell the one? Do I have to sell two? So I'm just going to quickly check the cost on the rapid recovery, and it is $75. So I don't know why I selected it, like I could have just read it. So a quick sale of a couple of
Though I do not always agree with Dr. Shen, he has a point in this case. Now that we have the potential to capture an alien subject alive, we do need to construct a containment facility before we attempt to bring one in.
Yeah. Anyway, I was looking just to see what it costs to research the UFO flight computers. It will take 2 of them. So I'm thinking, maybe I should work with the power source instead. Then I remember, oh wait, I shot down a UFO. I can just sell a couple of these and I'll be getting a lot more back because every UFO I shot down so far has been a small scout. That was a medium scout that got shot down. There'll be a lot more. Anyway, rapid recovery right now. No more fucking around. And no, I wasn't considering going to get another satellite. I'm so over that. Alright, so I do quickly check just to see if, hey, maybe that actually works retroactively. Like, maybe it'll work on the soldiers that are in the medbay. No. I wasn't too pleased about that, because I want Bernard out of the hospital ASAP, because my one soul Canadian is currently, you know, less than alive, we'll say. So I put this off long enough. I do believe it's time to finally get gone to Russia. So again, it is a crash site, so I won't have to deal with the full complement of crew, and as it is a medium scout, that would obviously deal with... There would obviously be a lot more aliens to deal with than just a small scout being shot down. Or even landed. And you saw how well the landed small scout went. Alright, so unfortunately I will be... I don't want to say scraping the bottom of the barrel, but really, Cecilin, you're the only... squaddy I got that's not currently in the hospital, and everybody else isn't. I know, Amp, I still gotta rename you. I do have the perfect soldier in mind for that. You will be renamed for the next video. I promise you that. And I'm just looking at my squaddy list to see that, yeah, I really don't have fuck all. So I really just have to go with whoever's the most experienced, and that's just Thomas, the corporal level heavy. I'll just get my items from the soldiers that are in the hospital and quickly assign everything to everybody. Yeah, we're gonna get a med kit. That is absolutely gonna happen on every single mission going of course, the heavy gets the scope, because again, as you can see, she only got 3 aim from day 65 when she was a rookie, so that's not a pleasant thing to do with a scope, that is. Alright, I'm pretty pleased with that loadout, so we'll keep going. Don't have very much to load with, honestly, and I'm not even going to bother with the arc thrower on this. I just really want to clear this out and not have to worry too much about it.
Prepare for deployment, Strike One.
We'll be deploying to Russia for this one. It looks like the aliens went down in a sparsely populated area. If there are civilians in the area, I hope they stay clear.
So again, this is a rural mission like most of the ones you see in the base game of Enemy Unknown. Sorry for the jump cut there, but that was about 35 seconds of loading. I really think it's Bandicam screwing with the load times on this computer. It takes up so much CPU power. Can't see the forest for the fires.
Central, this is Big Sky. Strike One is ready to secure the craft.
Copy, Big Sky. Strike One is clear to attempt the breach.
Alright, my initial impression of this is fair amount of cover. Pretty focused down. Like you probably you'll see it again as soon as I zoom back in on the squad right now. But you can see between those two sort of half hills with the two logs that are parallel to each other. It really seems to want to focus my squad down there, and I'm wondering, you know, ambush from both sides or something at the other end of it. Like, really, I know that's where the game wants me to go, and I will head forward because I remember reading somewhere the best way to deal with an ambush is just spring trap, and if you know where it is. So I am going to just send my troops down there, and I will be keeping them close together because, well, because sending them off by their lonesome has been working so poorly. I figured, well, why not change a pace? Maybe they can, you know, die together for once.
Rolling out.
So my first turn, I'm just moving everybody up, you know, general loose formation, not worried too much about springing them forward, because you really don't usually, operative word usually, activate anything on the first turn, but we're still throwing a bunch of them into Overwatch. So I 3 soldiers on Overwatch so that way I can run Cecilin up, and even if he triggers something, there will be more than enough Overwatch going on. I don't really want to run him up too forward because, again, Squishy Sniper, like, he has the lowest health there, even though he's also a squaddy, but I really don't want to leave him too far behind because he still doesn't have squad sight. He's limited to his own visibility. Think that was some sectoids we just heard, so that's going to be a thing we'll have to deal with, of course. And again, my thought here is just slowly but surely just moving him on up. I really don't want to dash anybody now because I'm really afraid there's just something on the other end of this little corridor of dirt and trees. I gotta say, I really love the atmosphere on the night missions. Like, they really make you feel claustrophobic. It's not to say that the daytime missions are bad or anything, just the nighttime missions, like, there's a UFO somewhere, you don't know where it is, you don't know where the crew is. Well, we know where the meld is now. But it just lends so much atmosphere to the game. Now I'm wondering, do I really have to go back to that ramp to get to the meld? And then I'm like, oh no, wait, the meld's on the lower down plateau. I can just sprint a soldier up there. I am wondering though, is that the first or the second one? Because if it's the second one, then I'm on a much closer time limit to get the first one. And if it is the second one, then this mission is a hell of a lot smaller than I thought it was. This map, sorry, excuse me.
Time to motor.
So you can tell I'm definitely a lot more gun-shy in UFO missions, and this second time around, I really don't want to lose another soldier so quickly. So Cecilin I leave behind, do a little Overwatch. If anything gets woken up, then he should be able to shoot it, although, no offense, buddy, your record so far has been, abysmal. So I'm really hesitant to throw Hill on the other side of this log because if something does wake up, then she will be flanked because it's going to wake up from that end, and I'm trying to see if there's any hint of the UFO, any hint of where it might be, anything at all. And at that point, the map is cut off, so the UFO definitely isn't over there. It's just the hills, not the flat depression where the UFO actually went down. So far so good. I feel I can probably move my support up there. Still doesn't have visual on the meld, which is weird, but, you know, whatever.
Shh, you hear that?
That's not good. And that sounded like floaters. We all know how well that didn't go last time. And they're just somewhere very nearby the squad. I really don't want to wake them up now. Now, I could get up there and get the meld right off the bat, and that would be full cover, and he could sprint right back, so I will elect to do this. Right now, I'm just going to try and set up my squad to just provide some sort of a firing line, and just in case he does wake something up. That way they can try and get the overwatch, and I won't have to waste my support's move by pulling him back.
Moving out.
So far, so steady. Just one soldier at a time. So, should be able to take anything out, and fortunately he doesn't wake anything up, and I have 6 turns to get this thing, so with luck, the second meld will have a lot more turns on it, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Pause at 11:27:22. Sorry about the bit of the voice cut there. I had to go have a coughing fit, and fortunately, no aliens woke up, so I'm feeling pretty good. I can leave my soldier up there. Not sure if I lose a meld if it gets blown up after I collect it. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this game hates me, so probably. So, move up, Overwatch, and hope for the best. And now I'm realizing, oh, there's literally no cover up here. You can see up there where a lot more of the trees are knocked down. There's a lot less cover than I'm used to. In fact, this is one of the most open UFO crash landing sites I've ever played in. I also should have ran her up to that tree. That would have been full cover, and she wouldn't have been flanked if anything woke up, but, well, there you go. So Cecilin, feeling pretty good. I can move him up because there's really nothing there. That's one of the main problems with snipers. They can't shoot after moving, so you have to kind of gamble. Do you want to leave him behind and take a risk of your shot, or do you want to move him up and risk that something is going to happen? And that's not good. So I actually get incredibly lucky here. Those are 2 Seekers. I can see them. They can't see me. I have a free shot to do something. I don't have a shot with any guns, I don't think. What I do have, however, is a heavy with an unused rocket. And this is something you'll see quite frequently if you ever play XCOM. It's the little dance I call, I know I can get a shot off, but there's like 80 billion things in the way. Let's find the one straight vector that I can actually hit what I want to. Now, I'm pretty sure I can get both Seekers with it, although the one on, to the right there, its tentacles are kind of out of the shot. So I'm thinking, well, the main body it should be good enough, although the main body kind of flickers in and out. And fortunately the shot does not go wide. And that was lucky. Yeah, I've never, ever had the chance to do that. You have no idea how satisfying that was. Don't have to deal with any of their cloaking bullshit, don't have to deal with any strangulation. I think Jalal was running on air right there. I don't blame him. I am happy as hell too, buddy. So, got lucky there, but unfortunately didn't wake up anything else by blowing it up. I don't think there's really that much of a stealth mechanic in this game. So I'm thinking I can probably slowly but surely sneak up, and obviously the UFO is somewhere there if the Seekers were nearby. And you can probably see the little depression running basically northwest to southeast along the ground there. We'll get a better look at that in a bit, and I'll explain why that's pertinent. So again, so far so steady. Now, just trying to see if I can wake up anything else, because there's really no cover in that little depression. Like, there is none. So instead I like to put Jalal onto Overwatch and basically just hope for the best if I wake up anything else with Cecil in here. Again, I am just being incredibly careful here. I am not in the mood to lose somebody else.
I think I heard something.
And I was right to be careful there. It looks like there is something else on that end, and there's the floaters over there, and the mountain's over there somewhere. I'm looking to see if I can get a glimpse of it. I actually can't see it. Although that's a pretty good bet that the UFO is over there, because generally in these things, the melds with the second one. And the reason for that cut is because, long story short, I got called away from the game for a good half hour, so I had to save it, reload, and come back. So, yeah, apologies for that. Fortunately, the rest of it is just one straight shot, so don't have to worry too much about that.
Moving to position.
Now again, slow and steady, and it really pays off here. Unfortunately, both sectoids promptly book it right the fuck out of there. No shot whatsoever. That's just great. Yeah, I was really hoping I could get one of them with Cecil in here, but not only can he not see any of them, or anybody can see either of them, he already moved, so that was a bust. And I'm not quite sure where to move my troops, because if I can't see the sectoids, then I also can't see which of the cover spots are actually currently flanked by them. So it's kind of a crapshoot, although I have a pretty good idea of where they'll be firing from, so I really want to keep my troops sort of on the, like from this camera angle, on the southwest side of the cover, so again, slow and steady. So yeah, I'm just playing this really careful. I figure, you know what, they're probably going to try and take the pot shot on the next turn, so it's really just a matter of throwing a few soldiers on Overwatch and hopefully pop them when they sprint forward. Now, I do want to get my assault into a better location. She can maybe even like run and gun around the back and flank one of them. But I realized there's no cover that way. Let's just keep her in Overwatch and hope for the best. One of them used their mind melds, so good news is only one of them has a chance to fire. And it does move where it's going to get a reaction shot. 2 damage, I'll take it. Doesn't peg any other Overwatches. And does double the damage in revenge, naturally. So, at this point, haven't I run out of medbay beds at this point? Like, seriously? Oh, Cecilin. Please. Holy shit. So not only did he solve half my sectoid problems, he finally earned himself a promotion up to a corporal sniper, and I've made a lot of mention of squad sight. I will be explaining exactly why I'm so happy I finally get that. And also that Cecilin's finally starting to pull his weight. Might have had to take measures if that hadn't happened.
We lost one.
Anyway, so I have a wounded squatty, and I actually have a medkit this time around because, you know, once bitten, twice shy. The only problem is getting him over to that little red circle of influence without having Jalal in an open area, so I'll just elect to put both my supports in cover before I can use the medkit.
Will do.
So you just have to get anybody within a little red sphere, little red circle, excuse me. You might have seen the blue one with the arc thrower. That was basically, this is how far away you can be in order to actually use whatever item. And the medkit will heal up to 4 HP, and you only get 1 use at this level of the medkit and level of the soldier using it. Really kind of crappy this early in the game, but when a soldier's on 3 HP like that and will die to a plasma pistol, and probably likely die to a plasma pistol, you need everything you can get. And this sectoid elects to actually hard charge. And he actually misses the flank. I was very, very pleased with that. And Cecilin doesn't have an extra shot. I wasn't too happy about that. I do like to go for this kind of crappy shot with Thomas because she does have Bullet Swarm, so I can just pop off the shot and then get her to cover if it fails, and of course it does.
Oh, shot wide.
Yeah, by about a mile, 80. So got the shot off and got her into cover. I could have done it in the other way around, but I was thinking, well, if she gets on the first try, then I can just send her more towards the UFO. Now, I do realize, oh look, that guy is more than a little bit flanked, and I have running gun on my assault. Yeah, I should have got the shotgun. That is complete bullcrap at long range, but with the flank, I'll take those odds.
Nailed him.
And that's my sectoid problem dealt with, so 4 aliens so far. There's usually not more than a handful when you shoot down a UFO this early in the game, so I'm thinking probably just those floaters and the outsider within the UFO left. And yes, there is always at least one outsider in the UFOs, regardless if you shot them down or if they landed. And I'll be explaining why when we finally manage to complete the current objective. So now, as you can probably see, this depression is mostly where the fires are, and there's a lot of skid marks. This is where the UFO actually crash landed and skidded for a while. And that's just another one of those details I really like about this game. Like, you can see, like, back more towards the southwest in this camera angle. There was no skid marks. And the reason for the fast forward is because I am doing nothing but leapfrogging my soldiers up through cover right now. So yeah, you don't want to see that at normal speed, and I sure as hell wouldn't have anything to talk about, so we'll just fast forward until anything happens. Let me know if this is too fast, too slow, or if you want the distorted audio, because trust me, I listened to the audio, it was not very pretty. So there is like no cover in this area. Like I have to really move my soldiers up very far. You can kind of start to see the UFO, so good news is we will be breaching into it right quickly here. Although the floaters are still somewhere off in the wilderness. It's probably just the outsider in there, but we'll see. So for the most part, I have to leave my soldiers in Overwatch because they're just moving up a couple of squares like Thomas did right there. Like she couldn't run to the next cover in one move. I really don't want to dash anybody. I want to keep as many soldiers on Overwatch as I can because I don't know where the floaters are. I don't know if they're going to suddenly sprint out of cover and screw me up here in this depression. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, back to what I was talking about the little depression. You can see that the skid marks get heavier and heavier the closer you get to the UFO. I just really love that little detail. That actually does also hint as to where the UFO is. So again, just slow and steady wins the race is my plan here. Really don't want to activate those floaters if I can get away with. I really want to get inside the UFO as quickly as I can because there'll be a lot more chances for cover there than just like falling over tree trunks. I do get the sense that the outsider's in the UFO, so I'm pretty sure I can get him just as soon as I breach through the main force door there.
Got it.
To withstand an impact like that, at such a velocity, the materials used in that vessel's hull must be at least an order of magnitude beyond any element we know of.
Why did I leave the beginner voiceover on? So my idea right here is just going to stack up on either side of that big door. Not going to sprint anybody in there until I have soldiers that can cover the ones that are going to be flanking either side of the door. I'll just open it up instead of sprinting through it. And with any luck, I will be able to see anything. And good news is there is nothing, so I can get my soldiers in there right off the bat without having to wait another turn outside of the UFO. Because, as I said, I want to get them in there as quick as I can, get them into harder cover, and then just sort of patrol around, see if I can see the floaters just outside the ship, because they'll have a much better shot from the inside out rather than trying to circle around the back. Alright, so do leave one soldier out there, just try and provide some sort of an outside guard if they run around the other side of the UFO, although they're probably going to be up in that little bit of thicket to the northwest from this camera angle. I do hear the outsider. He's not in this room, but it should be in the other room, at least past that other force door. So again, just going to carefully move my soldiers up, moving them together as a group. Fortunately, it's just the outsider because I'm really not liking how closely packed my soldiers are. If there's any thin men, that's going to be a lot of poisoning. And also, I really want to keep my soldiers away from that door because just in case they run by it and see the floaters will probably see them, and then I'll have active enemies both inside and outside the UFO, and that's just not going to be fun for anybody involved, except for you guys to watch, of course. So again, just put a few of them on Overwatch, flank either side of the door, and I will be opening it on my next turn, just in case there's something there. I do see an intact power source. That'll be a nice prize. No outsider yet, and no eyes on the floaters, even though that room currently has a bit of an open air design. So I do not activate the floaters just yet. Very happy about that, because I am absolutely positive that the outsider is going to be in the next room of the UFO. They're typically somewhere in the central area of the craft, so odds are it's going to be through that next force door. So we'll just, as I did before, stack up the soldiers, and on my next turn I will be opening that up. So we'll just stop the fast forward here, because things are probably going to get interesting once we get into the main area. And as you can see, a short while ago I did lose the meld, and spoiler warning, I never find out where the hell it was.
Positive enemy contacts.
And there you are. God, I love that design so much. And I realized the outsider does something insanely stupid. Like, monumentally stupid. He runs towards my soldiers. Yeah, he's in full cover. He's not in anything even resembling Overwatch. And I have a bunch of soldiers with their full moves ready to just sprint in there.
The alien flight computer could prove to be extremely useful in our own research. Please take great care in returning it to the base in one piece.
Oh, yes, Mom. Anyway, 100% chance.
X-ray down.
That never gets old. Anyway, back in the land of double time, we're just going to clean out the rest of the UFO. Just take a quick peek around to see if there's anything else in there. But I'm thinking the only two things really left are the two floaters outside. And I do make a bit of a... I'm not going to say mistake because nothing really bad happened, but it is a tactical blunder. Also, you can see the bridge. Of course, it has the holograms where it looks future-y and science-y and all kinds of cool, but how the hell they fly this thing, I have no idea. Anyway, like I was saying, I did split up the team a bit here. Really shouldn't have done that. Like, I wanted to try and get the floaters active so I could just find out where the hell they were, but he also wanted to open up a bit of the rest of the UFO. But I think this was stupid, because if there was something else in the UFO, then, or God forbid I wake up both something in the UFO and the floaters, then divide and conquer is really going to work against me. I still have all my grenades, so I think it would have been okay, but after losing Gonzalez, like I said, I am insanely gun shy. So I actually do move Wang out there, and he still doesn't see anything, so now I'm starting to get pissed off, because if I can't find those floaters, this video will drag on forever. And yeah, that's happened. The last aliens always love to hide from you.
What was that?
And I do get audio on them, and this was lucky. As was that, Wang proving that 2 is his lucky number this mission. Obviously, that activated the floaters. He doesn't like to just stay right there, so he is just under the overwatch, but, yeah, like I said, my soldiers are split up. Not really the best. Wang not flanked, because that floater's a little too far, not quite parallel with him to get the best shot, but, his chance to hit that thing is shit, and his little girly arms can't throw the grenade far enough. And with a 50% chance, I am really not in the mood to gamble. However, problem is, my assault is not high enough level to use her light lightning reflexes, and obviously only assaults get the lightning reflexes, so I will go for a smoke grenade, because if I'm going to run Wang out of there, I really want all the defense I can get. So I'm not sure if the smoke grenade's effects still work when a soldier is moving, but I figure anything's better than nothing, and if I do have to leave him there, at least he'll get the extra bit of defense. Bit of a misuse of run and gun there, because there's no real firing angle she can get, even if she dashes all the way. At least, and still remain in cover, and she doesn't even get a firing angle, so whatever. So now that it just leaves Wang, I really do want to get him the hell out of there. There's really nowhere you can go where he would be in cover safe enough for me. I'm just curious what his defense is right now, and 60, yeah, that's pretty good. But I'm like, oh, do I want to risk a critical hit? Because that would do 9 damage, and that would kill him in 1 hit. And I mean, he's already wounded. I don't want to make him grievously wounded. I'm thinking, hey, maybe I can just trigger it with Thomas. She's far enough away, definitely in the smoke. No, of course it doesn't trigger it. So, well, I'm going to have to bite the bullet on this one, I think. Thinking coin flip, he'd still be in the smoke, but no, I know for a fact that floater's going to, like, just move a couple spaces to its right. It's going to flank him, and that's going to be it. So I elect to just sprint him out there. And, of course, he triggers the Overwatch. So that was lucky, although it looks like I might have accidentally sort of hit the model of one of the other soldiers. Like, I always love when that happens. Like, it doesn't hit the one he was aiming at, but it hits a different soldier, clearly in the face, but of course they don't take any damage because they have, you know, cutscene armor or whatever. Cecilin, no shot, so I just put him on Overwatch with his pistol. And no, I don't forget to take soldiers off pistol shots, pistol equipped when I like to fire. As you can see right there, I am not making that same mistake again, ever. Fortunately, not the best chance to hit much, although that floater does make a pretty big mistake, stays out of cover, and Thomas gets it. So good thing I put the scope on her. So 1 floater left, and I think we can call this a mission. Although I don't see it anywhere, but I'm like, it's a floater. They're pretty aggressive little bastards. I think if I just chill in here, keep on Overwatch, it'll come to me sooner or later. At least the aliens seem to not really run off too far if they're activated, unless, well, sectoids will, but I think that it's actually programmed that they're a little bit cowardly, but honestly, I'm not too sure about the floaters, but again, slow and steady. Gonzalez died. Never again. Now, Cecilin, I do want to get him into something resembling a firing position. I really don't want to make him keep losing the ability to shoot his rifle off, but if he doesn't have a firing angle, he's not going to hit shit anyway. So this floater does activate a crap ton of reaction shots. Which all with, of course, because why should I expect anything else? Although he does make a second move, which does trigger the final reaction shot on my team, and nails him. And as I said, that's the end of the mission. So, 0 soldier loss mission, I will happily take that. Not too pleased about losing that meld because that's at a premium right now, but not really much I can do about that now. That cutscene never gets old for me. I don't know why. So there's our Corporal Sniper. That was a very pleasant surprise. Way to go, Cecilin. I'll probably be taking along some more missions, although Skyder, he'll definitely be coming along as well. Now, the reason why Cecilin leveled up is because you will get experience points for missions as well as the kills, but kills really do help a lot. And, of course, Sprinter, because moving 3 extra tiles, absolutely amazing. Now, Snapshot, that will allow him to run and gun, basically. Squad Sight is the best ability in the entire game, because he can hit anything that anybody can see. And he doesn't really have a decreased chance to aim. Although, of course, he can't do a critical hit, but why would you want to? Because sniper rifles do so much damage anyway. Like, you know, it is really nice to do the snapshot and basically move him and shoot him, but he suffers some aim penalty on that, so really, Squad Sight. Squad Sight got nerfed in Enemy Within, it's still amazing. And as you can see, Wang, even though he did get shot for 4, he's only in the hospital for 3 days. Like, that's how good rapid recovery is. There's also a Gmod that will decrease that further, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. A couple of damage things. Let's just get those sold off, get $50 more. Let's see how I blow this right away.
The good doctors have completed their respective research into the meld substance. We should consider building either a genetics or cybernetics lab facility to take advantage of these new developments.
Way ahead of you there. I go for the gene lab there because it counts as a lab for JCC bonus. I'll probably be building the cyber lab, I think, in that one square right underneath the steam.
Hulk of flesh and metal troubles me. What do we risk with our own investigations into the melding of human and machine? Will we see a line in the sand and refuse to cross it? Or will we move forward, willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of total victory? I have to believe that is not our future, provided, of course, that the aliens' technology remains in the right hands.
Oh my god, who thought Dr. Shen talking so much was such a good idea? Jesus Christ. Anyway, as I said, I will be putting the cybernetic lab and that one under the steam because we're about to get a building that is amazing. And it will also count as a workshop, so if I can just get those adjacency bonuses, I will be very, very happy. And experimental warfare is done. It will allow a few more cool things for manufacture and allow the foundry. Now, what's the foundry? Well, I'll explain that in a second. First of all, Reaper rounds. Bit extra damage, bit less aim. I've never used these before. I think I might actually try it out for this LP because, you know, it's something new for Enemy Within, and, you know, why not live a little? Foundry. Upgrades. Upgrades to everything. Amazing upgrades. Phoenix Cannon. Better weapon for the interceptors. Close range. I've never used it. And flashbangs, which do pretty much exactly what you think they would. Now, let's finally do this.
Despite its physical appearance, this machine doesn't seem to be made up of any organic components. Its surface has an unusual metallic composition that somehow interacts with the vapors it releases for concealment.
So basically, tech mumbo jumbo explaining why the Seekers can cloak. 5 days, not that fast, but the countermeasures that will be developed are going to be amazing. So, not too much longer till all the satellites are done. Can really deal with the panic genetics lab very soon, and then the council report. Like, all things considered, things are looking up. But, you know, it can all change.
Breaking news at this hour. Reports from around the globe indicate a shift in the alien phenomena now affecting cities worldwide. We're now receiving word of outright attacks.
Looks like they've changed their tactics. But why? Why do this?
It's a message to the entire world that nothing can stop them.